Oh, I think it's working. Okay, so this is muted. That is not muted. I have nothing going on right now. I think everything's good. Alright. Alright, I didn't update my title. Go figure. How do I do that again? Emote sub. How do I update my title? I've already forgotten. I thought there was a button over here in quick actions. It's just gone. Edit stream. Where's the edit stream button? Edit stream information. Why isn't that on there? There we go. Alright. I don't even know what to name this stream. Starting new game. That's good enough. We'll stay in science and technology. Throw game dev in here. That's good. Alright. So everything should be good. I won't know until I rewatch the VOD. Camera's in the right spot. Mic's on. The desktop audio might be a bit high. I think 30 is too high. But I don't remember. I should turn this all the way up and we'll start the music and we'll just see. I think that's too loud. Of course, I can't hear anything. It's pretty quiet. Let's try and turn that down a little. No, wait. Maybe that is right, 30. I'll keep it at this for now. Alright. That's all the startup stuff done. Let me touch this so it doesn't restart. Hi! It's been 9 months since the last time I've streamed or done anything. And in that time, I haven't done anything. Mostly just watching YouTubes, watching other streams. Been very depressed. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. That's what it's been like for me. 9 months. I did a little bit of work every now and then trying to bring myself back into it, but I couldn't do it. I don't know. So I basically, wherever I left off 9 months ago, I'm still pretty much there. I did some drawing on that frog dude from earlier, which you can't even see it because it's behind the camera. I don't know. I don't know. I've got no solution to discipline or depression. Clearly. But we're gonna do something. Gotta do something. So I'm starting it. So I was thinking I'm gonna put Gazzard on pause. It was already on pause for a long time, so what's some more? We're gonna do a brand new game. This game, all it is right now is a notepad file, which I can show. I believe there's nothing bad on screen. Let's see if this works. It does. Okay, so this notepad, this is really all it is right now. I was thinking I'm gonna do I like the Jaws game for the NES. I kind of like the idea of it, so I wanted to do kind of like a Jaws clone, something with my own twist to it. God, I haven't done this in so long. I'm having trouble thinking. So basically, the reason I picked this one is because this should be extremely easy. hopefully I can finish it within 2 or 3 months. The idea is to do it and then have it sold. I just look at what I've kind of got written down. Idea is there's going to be some like cutscenes in it. Think if you've ever seen like an NES game, the way they do cutscenes where they have like a little guy and then they cut to another guy. I'm not going to do pixel art. It'll be lo-fi, and it'll definitely be low animation, just little, no big animations this time because it's got to go fast, right? But I kind of have like these different cutscenes that'll play as you reach certain parts of the game, and I haven't really thought about what they're like or anything. So the idea is like start the game. I'm thinking, yeah, I might as well just talk about what I've been thinking about for this game. I don't remember a lot of what I had because I didn't write much. I just said Jaws clone, and then I didn't write down any of my ideas, which is kind of dumb. But I kind of remember some of it. The idea is like a meteor crashes down in the ocean. It's supposed to be really like kind of campy, like 80s, 90s kind of ridiculous plot line. So nothing serious about it. It's kind of silly. Yeah, so meteor crashes in the ocean. An alien comes out of it and it starts mutating all the sea creatures. And you are a science room teacher or whatever who's been tasked with discovering what it is. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I took some of the like people from Jaws as like maybe it's a ship of 3. But the idea is just like in the Jaws game, you go out on your little ship, you move around a small map. As you move around the map, you'll run into kind of like enemy encounters, just like in the game. Only I'm going to do something to where you can trigger them as well, so you're not just like moving around randomly looking for something. So if you want to go to an area and just trigger it, you can do that. But if you like move for a while, it'll probably force you into one. And the idea is you start this little area, and it's kind of like a side scroller, to where you go up and down with your little dude swimming underwater, shoot the mutated fish, collect meteorite fragments is what they drop. Instead of seashells and clams, they'll get clams and they'll get meteorite fragments as kind of like your currency, because that made sense. Every time you go back to port, depending on what kinds of things you fought, what type of enemies you fought, you'll get like little cutscenes that just briefly go over the enemy. And I was thinking maybe it'll do something to make it to where it's easier to fight those enemies or something. Not exactly sure on a lot of this. These are just kind of like ideas. And then as you get, you can spend the meteorite fragments on different upgrades. The upgrades I was thinking right now is you can upgrade from like a dive suit to a wetsuit. Well, not a dive suit, but like from swim trunks to a wetsuit, and then up to a dive suit, and then you can get an underwater sub. The wetsuit's permanent. The dive suit and the underwater sub are kind of like thinking Mario, like a fire flower or whatever, to where you can lose those upgrades and you have to go get them again. They'll be cheaper the next time around. But yeah, it's kind of the idea, and you can never go worse than a wetsuit. That's what I was thinking there. And eventually you have to buy a propane tank. Basically, it's an alien killing bomb, high quality, but it's going to be a propane tank because that's funny, at least to me. And then you go find the final boss and kill it. And that's basically it. It's a very simple kind of game. Shouldn't be too much. So yeah, I figured out kind of like this player sprite. It's going to be a very simple move left, move right, and then I think it'll transition to like swimming up and down if you're not moving. And then yeah, just do that for the wetsuit. The dive suit, I don't know how I'm going to do it because it's usually like a big tanky suit, but we'll do something with that. And the little underwater sub will be the easiest one because it just moves left and right. different locations. You got like the dock, there's shallows, so if you're close to like the shore, you'll get a shallow area. There's a sea area, a deep sea area will be like a coral kind of area, a shipwreckage, a big oil spill area, and then the meteor landing is where the boss fight would be, which should be kind of more alien. Different enemies I thought of were jellyfish, and this is all the enemies that were in Jaws, but then I've added an extra one and a few extras that I could think of that we'll see what that does. But just like jellyfish, a mutant, all these are like mutant animals. So unlike Jaws where you're just killing innocent animals, this one you have a reason to kill these things, hopefully. Yeah, like jellyfish, octopus, salmon. I'm gonna try and have 3 mini games. I don't know if I'll do that. Jaws itself only had one, and it was like a plane bombing mini game where the plane goes back and forth across the screen. I was thinking I might do like a little Frogger kind of game with like a little baby turtle trying to get to water, and maybe like an Excite Bite kind of game but with surfing. I don't know, we'll see about that. I might only just do the plane bomber because that's the easiest one. And then I mean that's really it, yeah. So I don't have a lot. Like that was really my plan. Most of it's just in my head about what it's going to look like, and I don't know anything about it. So this is very much building a game from scratch. Besides that little bit, I've got nothing else. We're making everything else ourselves. So honestly, I've started this the wrong way. I should have started this in Game Maker Studio because I need to know what size everything's going to be before I can draw anything. Let me move some stuff around real quick and make sure everything's good. I haven't opened Game Maker Studio in a long time, so it'll probably need updates, which is going to break everything that I previously had, because that's how it works. That's what Game Maker Studio does. Yeah, I need to update. I gotta update. Well, it's not like a full version, so it should be fine. Like 6 versions. So I'm gonna have to do an update. The reason I need to open Game Maker Studio is I kind of need to know what size sprites are before I do anything. Actually, no, I know what to do. I've got a good idea of what to do first. What I need to do first is actually, okay, we'll start here. First thing to do, draw a character. No, don't read. Let's just draw a character, because that's a good place to start. We're not going to animate anything. We're just doing like a kind of concept of a character. So I've opened a new project here. It starts at 4096 by 2304 pixels. So it's very big. It's 4K basically. Which is going to be way bigger than anything we're going to use, but my philosophy for art or drawing sprites or anything is to start big and then shrink down to the size that you want. That way, it's just better that way. So let's just start off. Why did that happen? Touch is on, right? Yeah, touch is always on. That's the rule. I've been noticing the screen's been flickering, which is unusual. I don't know why that happens. It isn't broken anything. Everything looks good, right? Yeah. Oh, a lot of my music, even though a lot of time had passed, a lot of the music that I was using previously was getting my videos copyrighted, and some of them even blocked. So a lot of them, I went through all my videos and I was trying to like mute all the songs that were causing problems, and some of them I couldn't even unmute. So one of my videos are completely lost. I'll have to re-download a 9-hour video and go in and mute the song myself if I want to put it back up. And if I put it back up, it's not gonna, I really wish there was a way to exchange a video on YouTube. There's no way to do that. You have to just create a new one. That's why people do the re-uploads or whatever. But I tried cutting anything out of my music playlist that could even maybe cause a copyright. I just got rid of everything. So it's mostly just old game music now. Should be fine. I have been listening to lo-fi music, and it says on their thing that you can use it in your streams and videos. So I might try that. I'm not sure. Maybe I should just try that and see if it causes any like copyright stuff. But whatever. Anyway, what we need now is to open this up. We're on Google. And I need a picture of a diver. I really hope there's nothing dangerous that gets up. Shouldn't be. God, it should be fine. And that's a pretty good picture right there. Actually, I really want something with like a harpoonist. I'm gonna block the screen just in case. Sometimes Google Images will bring up the weirdest pictures. And at least this way I get to see my FK screen still works. Yeah, this way I can do this without worrying about something. I'm gonna look up diver with harpoon, because the harpoon kind of important. Well, harpoon gun, is that what it's called, or a spear gun? I guess harpoon gun. Harpoon is just the thing. I want a harpoon gun. This is just going to be my reference for my guy. I mean, this one's so perfect. Alright, I'll use that. Alright, I found a stock image. That should be fine. Let's save that. Close this. And bring it into the file. Cool. This is the picture I chose. Let me bring the screen back. There we go. I chose this. I found it on Google. Stock images. Edit, copy, edit, paste. Close that. And then the only thing I really want is this guy right here. It is best if your images are facing to the right when it comes to sprites. We'll do that. Bring this under here. And then, yeah. Do something based off of this. Alright, so the idea here, I guess I can draw it like in the, this isn't like a permanent thing. This is just an idea. I guess this is pretty much what I want. I don't like copying one for one, but this is basically what I want. Yeah, I mean, what could I do to, you know what, here, let's just grab the basic, then I'm less likely to copy. If I just grab sort of what things are supposed to be and then edit them myself. Then it'll start to become more of my own thing and less something that was borrowed. It says, although I'm making a Jaws clone, I'm I don't want to be too copyrighty. I prefer doing things myself. But some things, like a diver, how do you know, how do you make that unique? It's a diver. A harpoon gun's gonna look kind of like a harpoon gun, because that's what it's supposed to be. Alright, but if I do it like this, now I can do whatever I want with it, and I've got the basic idea. Let me stop and think about it for a second. I mean, this is going to be very lo-fi. I don't want to get too much into details or anything. Let's look up pictures of oxygen tanks. Some X and oxygen. Ooh. Hey, Waco. Hi, Mama. How are y'all? I don't know. I'm weird right now. I haven't streamed in a really long time. 9 months. So, and I'm doing something completely new. So I'm just kind of like figuring things out. Okay, that's good. So, dang, I just explained everything about the game. So, new game is kind of like a Jaws clone. If you remember, the that Jaws game that I played on the NES, yeah, I think that was the best. That would be the easiest one to go with because it's just a couple screens. Pretty basic kind of gameplay to where you've got like an overworld map. You move around with a little boat, and then sometimes you get dragged into like a side-scrolling shooter type thing. So, yeah, I think that's the one I'll go with. It should be pretty easy to do. Right now, I've decided to start with just drawing what our main guy looks like so I can figure out the sizes things need to be. And from there, we can figure everything else out. Right now, as far as this game goes, I've got a notepad with a couple things written down on it. I'll show that real quick. There you go. I got a notepad with some stuff written down on it, and that's basically it. Like, most of it's in my head. I didn't really write many notes when I was thinking about this, so I've had to kind of make it all up. But the idea is there's a few locations you can go to. I've got like the different type of enemies that I was thinking you'll run into. The idea is you're fighting an alien that comes down on a meteor into the ocean, and it's mutating all the fish life. So instead of killing innocent jellyfish, now you'll be killing mutant alien jellyfish. And collecting, instead of collecting shells and crabs, you'll be collecting little meteorite fragments to buy your upgrades and eventually get your big boss killing weapon, whatever that is. So like I said, very little planned out on this. I don't know if I'm going to do a bunch of mini games. I'll definitely have the same kind of mini game as they had in that game, and maybe I'll try some others. But they got to be real easy. The idea for this is it should only take me maybe 2 or 3 months to do, maybe 4 months, and hopefully I finish it like that, right? So yeah, just doing it all from scratch, starting right now. And the cool thing about this is it'll give me a chance to put things on Steam and figure out how all that stuff works. But right now I'm drawing an oxygen tank, which is kind of like a big circle thing here, which that was a horrible circle. This isn't going to matter too much because he's going to get scaled down a lot. And we got like a nozzle here. But yeah, starting with this because I want to know how big the guy's going to be on the screen for like, I want to know how lo-fi I'm going, right? So I'm going to take this, I'm going to scale it down until I think that's as low as it can possibly go without losing the detail that I kind of want. And then everything else is built around that. Like, you know, this is our main guy. We can figure out the enemies and what the boss looks like, what the levels look like, you know, the sizes of everything based off of that. That's how I've decided to do this. I like this. This will be a good chance to brush myself up on things that I haven't messed with in a while. I sometimes do coding just as like a hobby for fun. I don't think I'll be too rusty on that. Alright. What are we doing with the arm here? One in my ugly hands. So the idea is this guy will start off kind of like in swimming trunks and a snorkel. So very lo-fi. It's supposed to be kind of campy and silly. So I was thinking like just the local science teacher is been assigned, the local high school science teacher has been assigned to deal with the alien threat because he's the smartest guy in town. It's supposed to be like small town kind of thing. So that's kind of like the idea of the first cutscene. And yeah, he just starts off with no gear. Probably a ship that will have like a captain that looks very similar to the Jaws captain. Something like that. Some gruff old man. And then he goes out, collects these meteorite fragments, and then eventually upgrades to this kind of like wetsuit looking design, which will be his main design for the game. And then you can get like an upgradable like dive suit and an upgradable kind of like mini sub eventually. I was thinking I might do it like in silly ways, like your student classmen or the people in the high school class are the ones making you these super high tech kind of updates or yeah upgrades. So it'd be kind of silly. So yeah, the whole idea is just to be kind of silly and not taken too seriously.
Oh yeah, that finger needs to be straight, doesn't it? Oh, it's starting to look too phallic, isn't it? Can't have that. That should be good enough. We'll pretend the other arm is behind him so it's even easier to do. And that's really it. Yeah, I think that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna color it and then scale it down. And this is just a rough draft. God, I don't remember any of my hotkeys. It's this one right here, isn't it? Let's grab that. That 50? It's there we go. There we go. Ah! I'm so good at this. And then we color it in. We do like a steel blue. I didn't really. It's fine. It's a big one piece. I mean, here I'm probably doing too much already. I don't really need any of this color. Well, it'll help me figure out like the details are good enough when I scale them down. And it'll only take a couple minutes. Yeah. I was thinking the monster, the alien boss. Have you ever seen The Faculty? I love that movie. But the monster in it, it's like a tentacle, kind of like a lizard-shaped kind of head. I think it'd be something sort of like that. I think that would look pretty cool. I haven't figured out what that's gonna be like. Well, no, I did figure out. I did do some brainstorming for how it behaves. I was thinking when you first meet it, it just kind of like moves towards you, kind of like Jaws in the game does. So, yeah, it moves to where you're at, and then just passes by, and eventually it'll like as you get more and more upgrades, it'll start getting stronger and stronger too, and more dangerous. And then in the boss fight, I don't know what that's going to be like, but that's a long way away, so we don't really have to think about it too much either. Okay, man. Thanks for the ride. This gives me a chance to think I like what kind of colors we're going to end up using too. It would be best if it's only like 3 colors max, probably. So I might want to use this, like the tank color green for the fins. It just makes it more readable if it's not too busy. Oh, is the music? Well, I'll find out later. I want to make sure the music's not too loud compared to my voice. Because I don't know if I've changed that recently. Should be fine. Okay. That's fine. For a temporary thing. I just noticed I didn't color this. A little bit here though. And that's gonna bug me. There we go. We'll consider that our first kind of rough draft of main guy. Main character. Go ahead and merge that. And then scale it down until it breaks. First edit. I forget where I can see what pixels it's currently at. I think it's in one of these detail lists. Maybe, I don't know. We'll just do it anyway. Honestly, I can go pretty small. He's pretty much one of the smallest things on screen, I think. That looks pretty good. It's still got good detail while being very tiny. Maybe I do like that. You can just barely make it out so that it's small enough that it's not going to take a lot of memory, which this game should be very low memory anyway. It should be a very tiny game. But I think that's about the size, or as low as I can go without giving up all my quality. Okay, so I think that's the size that I'm gonna go with. Let's go ahead and shrink this down too. So what I want to do is go edit, transform, and then go edit crop. No, I gotta go cancel. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this manually. What's going on? I know there's a way to just select all. No. If I wanted to just select what is currently visible. I don't remember how to do it though. No, whatever.
Oh, I've got to let go of shift. There we go. There's a much better way to do this. I don't remember how. There we go. I've got just it selected now. Now I can crop. There we go. There we go. There's our guy. File. Save him as PNG. Scuba Steve. I'm not gonna call him that. Actually, what is his name? I came up with a name. He is Scuba Scheider. Shader. Like that. Yeah. Scuba Shader. And now I'm going to go back to get my full screen back. I really should have kept the original in here for later. Actually, thinking about it, I am going to go back to the original before I shrunk it. Oop. Oh, the way to do this is I go to edit, copy. Now I go back and edit, paste. Now I got the little one and the big one. Hello. Hi, Hannah. Hannah Mayhem. Okay. We figured this part out. Let me get rid of that. Save here. Oh wait, I need to save this as a Clip Studio thing. Alright. Now during all of this I could have been updating my game, but I didn't. So I gotta do that now. I gotta update Game Maker Studio, which is the program I'm gonna be using. To do that, I have to uninstall. And to do that, I have to close it first. Oops. Okay, I've screwed up. We're gonna redo it. Really don't like planning things out on stream. But I guess it's okay. It shows people, even if I've done this a couple times, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. I guess that's normal. Just make it up as you go. Okay, I'm updating now. Oh no, I forgot what my Game Maker Studio password is. Go figure that out. Complete my profile. I do not want to do that. Oh my god, just let me use the damn program. I paid for it. I paid a lot of money for it. I don't want cookies. I don't want your damn cookies.
cookies off. Unable to log in? What do you mean? Why do I need to update my profile to use this? Oh, because of a new warranty thing. New terms and conditions. I guess that's why. I do not want to be emailed for a bunch of stuff. Thank you. Alright. Okay, let's try again. I like Game Maker Studio, I just don't like all the updates. Every time it updates, something breaks. Or I can't log in. And then you gotta go through your code and whatever changes they made. I don't know. It doesn't happen that often. It's just when it does happen, it's so annoying that that's all you can think about. Guess it's still loading. Oh, it's installing the new stuff. And that's what happens when you don't use it for 9 months. Alright, well, one thing I can do, I can go ahead and move this guy over to my new computer, or my other computer. So let's do that and hide the screen. I hope that my network still works. It should. Okay. Alright, I don't see it at all, so what happened? Where's public documents at? I don't even remember. Oh my goodness. Never easy. Could be right here. Not in there. Public. Okay, this is it. Public documents. And it's not in here. Great. Awesome. We spelled successfully. Yeah, I don't think the network is working. Which makes sharing things from my tablet to my desktop kind of hard. There it is. Okay. I think I found it. Oh, I see. I think I know what I did. I put it in the wrong folder. Obviously. Alright, that should do it. Now I can show the screen again with all that stuff gone. Cool. There it is. Okay. We got that. Wow, this screen's totally different. Can I show this? I think I can show this fine. Right, so this is a new Game Maker Studio screen. It's got blog and all this stuff, and all my projects are not listed right now. So I've got to figure this stuff out and find my projects. I've got to create a new one actually for this game. So that's what I'm doing. New game. I press the button and nothing's happening. Close. There we go. Okay, that was a tutorial. That's why nothing was showing. Alright, cool. So, I think everything's good. I wish I would remember what my hotkeys are. I think it's 1, right? No, it's not 1. 2? 3. None. Okay, whatever. I'll use this. Anyway, here we go. New Game Maker Studio project. We're going to call it Ocean Game because I don't know what it's called yet. So, temporary title. And there we go, a brand new project. That's showing up correctly, that's good. Okay. All this is different. Close that. Right, Sprites is down here now. Alright, I'm gonna just bring my Sprite in first. And I've got to move it to somewhere I can get it. So let me hide this again real quick. Oop. We're gone. There's a Sprite. It was 164 by 28. That's pretty small. That's good. I could work with that. We're gonna call this S. We'll just call it. Alright, this is important. Usually I just come up with temporary things and then they last the entire project. So let's pick something that makes sense. It's not gonna be player because it is the player, but it's not. It's like wetsuit. We'll just call this temp player. I think that's a good way to do it. This looks fine. What is this? What's 9 slice? Ah, there's new things. I don't know what that is. Collision mask is important though. Not gonna do an automatic. That's always terrible. Rectangle's fine. Let's do this. Really thought I could just draw it. Why can't I just draw it? I gotta do this. There we go. I've learned something from making games, and that is you always make your hitbox super tiny. It actually makes things just better. Because when a player gets hurt, they don't feel like they got cheated if it's a tiny little hitbox inside of it. And they'll still get hit if they run into something right here. But yeah, I find a very small hitbox is the way to go. Contrary to what I used to do in the beginning. I learned this from Castlevania. Because Castlevania hitboxes are actually like only a line wide in the very center of the player. And you don't really notice it while playing, but the difference between having one that goes outside just a little bit, it makes the game feel better if you've got a lot of leeway when it comes to colliding with things. Right about there. Be fine. So that's our temp player. Let me figure out where is game options. There it is. It's up here now. All right, let me do the game options real quick. I should do that first. Game options. This has just got some information when the game was made and stuff. None of this really matters, but there's going to be a frame rate in here that we'll have to do. Alright, texture page size. No, that's texture pages. That's something else. Actually, I don't see anything in here about the frame rate. I don't know where that is. I thought it was in here. Maybe they've moved frame rate somewhere else. That's not good. Oh no. I swear it used to be in here. Oh, there we go. Game frames per second, 60. Yeah, I think I want 60. Okay, cool. So it's already set up right. I must have changed the initial settings. Usually that starts at 30, but I might have changed the default. Okay, that's good. Now we need a room. It starts us with a room. Let's open that. All right, so the size right now is 1366 by 768. I don't know why, but there it is. Let's create an object. I don't know why it does this. If I right click on object and hit create, I'd like to create an object, not, I don't know. It would be a lot easier if it just went straight to the thing that I right clicked on, but this will work. All right, this is temp player as well. Change the sprite to be this sprite. The mask is the same as Sprite. All this is good. So now we have an object that uses the sprite that we have. We have a room. If I can remember the room controls, there we go. Hold control and mouse out. And then there's the guy. That is way too big for this room. I think, all right. The way I was thinking it is going to go, in the game of Jaws, there's no scrolling left or right. It just goes up and down. And I think I like that because enemies can come from the left and right side of the screen. So I want it to be a lot larger up and down than it is left to right. And then we're going to scroll the camera up and down based on what we do. So it'll probably be like, well, it depends on what stage it is. But yeah, right now I need to get the left and right figured out, and then the rest doesn't matter. Let's just try 1920, because that's a normal size. That might be good, honestly. Compared to the size of our object, I think that's a pretty good room width. Like, imagine you start at the top of the screen, you kind of like float down into it, and then enemies start coming in from the left and the right. And then this guy will be animated, you know, moving around. That should be good. And it's a standard size, so it's easier to do things like that. And I think he's about right. I feel like he might be a little too big still. But if so, I can scale the sprite down as well to make him a little smaller. We'll just have to see what that does to my quality. Alright, height-wise, gotta be a lot bigger than this. Let's just start with the... Well, I said it'd be twice as big. What I'd rather do, if the height of the screen is gonna be 1080, I think I'd double 1080, which should be 2160, right? I mean, I know that, but I'm gonna just make sure. Yeah, 2160. Let's try that. Okay. I think that might be what we go with. So imagine the screen is only, what's going to be visible, it'll only be like half this size, but it'll follow the character down as he goes deeper and deeper, and then the floor of the water will be, or yeah, the seabed will be down here. And this will be like a full-size map. If we're in like a shallow area, I'll cut this in half, and it'll just be the top part, and there'll be no scrolling. So I think that's how we do it. So we're gonna have to figure out some like camera movement stuff, but it's very simple stuff because it's just going up and down. There's no left and right. And I don't think there's any reason to make the screen go left and right. Unless I do something special for like the boss arena and I want it to be bigger. I don't know. I got to think about that. But I think overall we're pretty good here. Which makes things easy because the sizes I'm working in are, yeah, 1920 by 1080. Should make doing my backgrounds pretty good. I gotta remember this time when I do backgrounds that I make backgrounds into an object instead of using the backgrounds on here, because I've learned later on after making tons and tons of backgrounds, I learned that if you want to do shaders and stuff, you have to turn the background into an object instead of using this right here. When it's an object, you can actually do like wavy effects and stuff, which is going to be important for an underwater game. Okay, I'm cool with that. I'm good with the size here. That seems pretty appropriate. And the size of the screen. So now I need to think what's next. What do we do next? Should I get some basic coding in here? We start with that. I could do that and then make everything into boxes, just temporary to get the right size. If I make enemies, I don't know, what size should enemies be? If this guy is 164 by 28, I think an enemy, let's just say the standard jellyfish, would be half his size, but probably double. So half the width, but double the height for a jellyfish enemy. I think that should be a good size. It might be a little too big actually, but we'll go with that to start with. So that means my new sprite, let's make a new sprite. It should be, what is it? So I said half the width, so 132. No, not 132. It's 82. 82. And then twice width, so 450, 56. Let's go with that. Okay, so I changed this size to 82 by 56. And now I edit this image. I'm going to use GameMaker Studio's crappy program. We'll just make a red square. Ow! It burns. And that's it. Save that. There we go. We have a red square. Now the collision mask for the enemy can be the same size as it looks like, because our players is so small. But this is our hit target. We're shooting this thing. And this thing is a sprite temp enemy. And we'll use this sprite for everything, because I can recolor it using the draw event. I've learned to do that. Makes things easier. Oh, one thing I didn't do with these is change the origin point, which should be middle center. And you, middle center. Cool. Alright, so now we have an enemy, we have a player. Let's do some movement. Oh man, I don't remember anything about keyboard controls. But I'll figure it out as I go. Alright. How do I want to do this? God, it's like all the things I've learned over the years are gone. I'm tempted to just go with that. I mean, it's really simple. I don't have to do anything too crazy. I could just list each upgrade. So we do and set them as variables, because that's easy enough. Do it like this. And figure everything else after that. So this is real quick. I should explain stuff, seeing as I'm gonna put it all on video, but these are just variables and I've set them all to defaults, and this is just supposed to represent different upgrades that you can get that will affect this player. And right now they're all set defaults because he doesn't have any of these upgrades technically, so I'm kind of like figuring that out. In the draw event, I have learned that it is better to do character movement through the draw event than through Game Maker Studios ordinary stuff because it is better. So I'm going to do that if I can remember what the it's draw sprite. This will come to me as I do more of it. This one. Okay, so draw sprite extended. We'll say down here is telling me what I put into it. So yeah, draw event is saying what do I draw. Usually if you leave this blank, it'll just draw what you told it to draw over here. But if I want to control what it does at any point in time, I'll do it like this with my own variables. But right now we'll just get what we have in there. And I have to remember what the hell I'm doing. It's God, I don't even remember. I've forgotten a lot of this. Sprite index, right? Yeah. Image index. So sprite index is the current sprite that we're using. Image index is the current frame of the sprite we're using. X is our current x-axis, Y is our current Y. X scale would be image X scale. So that's our current X scale. And Y scale is image Y scale. Okay, I'm starting to remember some of this. This is image, this is rotation, so image angle. Color is image blend. And alpha is image alpha. Cool, there we go. Okay, so weird bit of code, but really all it's saying is draw the sprite and draw it at what the default values are. And basically if I want to change something, like the most usual one is changing the image alpha, I'll set this to be my own variable, and that way it changes it in the draw sprite and it doesn't actually change the object at all. So it just looks different, but the object is still the same. It's complicated, but it helps a lot with the code if the object's not moving around while the image is moving around. I just found it easier to do it this way. And that should be it. God, I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Do I have to say draw self? I think I do. No, because I'm already drawing self. Yeah, okay, I don't have to do that. I think we're good here. Alright, steps. I gotta figure out how to do keys. Right now, we'll just use arrow keys, I think. Man, I really don't remember how I usually do this. I feel like this is something that I might actually have this written down somewhere that I can copy and paste to make it easier. Look at that real quick. I take a lot of my coding stuff and I make like a bunch of coding notes to remind me of stuff that I forget. So, for instance, I got this notepad file. This does like a couple useful coding tools. I got some stuff for like camera script, how to do like a coloring, hue shader, setting up a room, saving, something with shaders, state machines. That's right, I had to mess with state machines. But this is a good way to remind myself of different things, like doing the draw event. But I don't think I put anything about like movement because I usually don't forget key buttons. Oh, there's a state reference. I should copy that. Choose unique IDs. Draw text. Okay. I don't have anything in here about what are the input keys as far as coding goes. The easiest thing to do would be to just look at an old project and remind myself real quick instead of trying to pull it out of my head. Keyboard check. I don't remember the differences between direct and pressed. Direct is held, pressed is just a one-time press, I think. So what I want is direct. And now I gotta remember what the different keys are. I think I can just do this as W. I don't remember. But there's a way to test that, and that's just to do something real simple. Well, I don't want capital W though, that it's case sensitive. Hello. Okay. So that should say, if I'm doing it correctly, I don't remember if I am. If I press the W key, it should go up because Y minus minus goes up, I think. So we could just test this real quick. We've got our object in there. Our current view, I haven't set up a camera or anything. It shouldn't matter because my screen's big enough. Let's just hit play. We'll test it. Oh, we crashed already. The W does not work. Okay, good to know. Well, there's an easy way to do this. Right click it, go to keyword help, which will bring up this. Right, VK. Left alt VKW would be the one that I want. That sounds familiar. Now VK's for like normal stuff. It's not for letters. How do I do letters again? I really feel like it was something like use quotes and put it in there. But I don't remember exactly. But I can just use up and down for now. Till I remember how to do WASD. Yeah, we'll just do VK up for now. Yeah, so I press up, the guy goes up. He goes very slowly, so we've learned that this speed is way too slow. So this is 10 times the speed. It might be too fast. That's pretty good. We'll figure out the speeds of things later. Right now, this is not the best way to do this, but it'll get my character moving until I can remember how to do things more efficiently. Which really, I'm going to open some old folder or some old game and remind myself what I did here for this kind of stuff. But for now, this is fine. It's kind of the crappy way to do this. Is doing a bunch of ifs statements. But this does show the easiest way to do things. So this should be all my cardinal directions. And I screwed something up there. Oh, I didn't do end quotes. Just gonna cause a crash immediately. There we go. Look, a very simple movement.
What we need's a few good taters.
And the better way to do this, I'm already thinking, is state machine, which I'll have to set up. But first, let's just do this, and then I'll get that part figured out. We'll get things moving around, because honestly, I'm going to want to look at my old stuff to remind myself anyway. So what I'm doing now is just putting everything into sections so that we can do different things depending on what direction we're moving. Oops. Yeah, this is a bad way to do it because if I mix keys, it's going to have mixed results. But whatever, we'll figure that out later. Yeah, there's a way to do this to where I'm starting to remember more, to where if you have both left and right going at the same time, then they should cancel each other out. Same thing with up and down. But I'll figure that out. For now, let's just get this rotation and stuff working correctly. So what I want is to change this. That'll get us rotating. Okay, pretty basic there. Now this isn't the way I'm going to do it. Huh. Actually, I'll have to figure this stuff out. I wanted to... The idea is for this character
have to figure it out. But the where's my pen at? Imagine he's swimming along. He's facing the right. As you swim this way, he'll face that way. But as you let off the key and either go up or down, he'll slowly start to go with his feet going up and down. So yeah, he's swimming and then he stops, goes to up and down, and then if you turn the other way, I'll just rotate it. So I have to figure out how to get... I'm not really rotating it because I'm just going with different pictures, which I'll be drawing later. So really, I guess I don't really need to figure that out right now. Just doing the X scale is fine enough right now. But yeah, at the end result, I want to have it to where when he moves over, he's side to side. When he's going up and down or just not moving at all, his feet go to be underneath him like an actual diver would be. And then rotate the other way. So I'll have to figure that out later. That's not important right now. Okay. We are going to need a new sprite for bullets. And I gotta think, what size is a bullet? A bullet shouldn't be much bigger than him. And he was, what was his size? It was 26, right? 28. Let's do 25 by 25. I think that should be a good start. Yeah, whatever. We'll call it that. There we go. Basic bullet, middle center, collision size will be the same. I made a new object, renaming it or changing the sprite to a bullet. On creation, make a variable, speed equals 10, 20, 15, 20. Speed equals 20. Add a step event. Now, I need to translate, instead of doing a left bullet and a right bullet, okay, I think this is the best way to do this. I do times a global facing right. Okay, we're going to call it global facing right equals true. Because you start off facing right, so global facing right would be a positive number, which should be what we want, yeah. So if it's true, true also means 1, false means 0. That's right, I can't do that. I have to do a positive or a negative number. Okay, I'm just gonna have to change it instead of true. Change it to 1.
1 and -1. I can do that. That makes it easier. So I guess we don't need to do that. Just global facing. Okay, so global facing equals 1. It's a positive number, means we're facing to the right. It's a negative number, we're facing to the left. So I'm using keyboard check pressed because I don't want you to be able to hold down the key right now. And we're looking for the space bar. So it's going to check to see if the space bar is pressed. If it is, it's going to say global facing equals image x scale. Right. So this is one of the easiest ways I found to apply a variable to something that was created, is to just make a global variable, and then when that thing gets created is when you set that variable to be what you want. In this case, if we're facing to the left, image x scale is going to be -1, so it's going to set global facing to be -1. If we're facing to the right here, image x scale is going to be 1, so global facing will be 1, and that's going to affect which direction our thing goes and what direction the bullet's facing, which will be image x scale, which doesn't matter right now, but it will matter in the future when we have a bullet that looks like it needs to go a particular direction. So this is how we set it up very easily to face in the direction that it's supposed to be firing. Instance create, depth, I don't remember if I want minus or plus. I think I want plus. Always get these backwards anyway, but if it's plus, then the bullet will be behind our player, I believe. So this is just setting it at the player's depth +1, so it'll always be behind. If I did that right. I might be backwards. Happens a lot. Right. So that creates an object at our current X and Y axis, at our current X and Y coordinate, at our depth +1. Creates the object bullet. Since this is set up when the bullet is created, it has this stuff that it got from this, and every time you press the button, it's resetting to fire. That's what that is. So instead of plus or minus 20, it's plus or minus... Wait, I set the speed here, yeah, okay. Speed. Or plus or equal. Plus or equal to. And then we do okay, if x is less than 0, instance destroy self. Alright, and instead of doing it that way, we go if that, or, which is 2 of these, x is greater than the room width. So this is saying if the x is less than 0, which the left side of the screen is less than 0, or if it's greater than the room width, which no matter what I change the room width to be, right now it's 1920, but if I made it bigger, this code would still work. That's why I do this instead. If it's greater than the room width, it'll destroy the instance. That way we don't have lots of instances of bullets running around. That's all that does. Okay, cool. That should be it. Let's hit play and do it. fire some bullets. Very simple bullets, and yeah. Now I'm going to do some different stuff with this, but good to see that works. The bullets are probably way too big right now, though. I'm thinking shrink those down like half of what we've got. So let's do that real quick. Maybe not half, but let's try 20 by 20. I'll just take off 5. This is going to be like the size of the hitbox, so I think that's a better size. And that is behind the player, so that's good. Of course, we'll change all these pictures and stuff later. But there's the basics of that. Now, one thing I need to do on bullets, if instance I don't remember if this will work, but I'm gonna try it. If it's greater than 3, because I think that just checks to see if it pulls like a true or false statement. I don't know if it checks to see if the number of instances. That might be a different thing. I don't remember though. Let's see if there's a different one. It's something like number of instances or something. Number of objects. Instance number. Okay, that's the one I want. Okay, so if there's more than 3 bullets. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Instance exists, checks to see if the instance does exist. Instance number checks to see if a certain number of instances exists. And then if it's greater than 3 instances, then instance destroy self. So I'm limiting the amount of bullets you can shoot to be only 3 on screen at a time. So you have to wait until your 3 are gone before you can shoot another 3. Yeah, that works just like I thought it would. So good. So the way, this is kind of like how Jaws worked, to where you can only shoot 3 bullets at a time, as long as you spam it. So the idea is, it seems like you can't shoot too much, but if you get right into something's face, you can shoot all you want. But if you miss your shots, then you're kind of screwed for a little bit until those bullets are gone. So I like that idea, and I'm going to keep that. And I'm going to make it to where your different upgrades, you get more and more bullets that can be on screen at a time. So yes, I'm limiting it on purpose, and that's how I do it. And that works great. So yeah, I'm starting to remember stuff. I'm doing all this without Googling anything, so that's doing okay. Pretty proud of that. I haven't looked at this in a while. We're still good. Okay, there's that. We need to figure out the enemy now. Create object. Not Sprite. Why'd I click on that? There we go. Alright, so this is our enemy. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other guy. Right, so this is just the draw event thing. So if I want to change the direction of it, I can do that, which I think I am going to need to do with enemies. Ooh, what'd I press? There we go. Okay. I think jellyfish just got 1 HP, but other enemies will have more. So what do I want to do? I just want to do I want to set it up to where it can use more later? I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring this out. Actually, I should look at my little